We've got a plan with this this v-berth. So it's quite a small v-berth. If I was to show myself on it, that's quite a small v-berth. You know, I'm struggling for space there.
And there's not much space for me either.
And there's not much space for you either. But we're struggling in the aft cabins. And we're struggling in the aft cabins because they're good for 1.5 people, not 2. So I'll come and we'll show them why. So you go show people why you're struggling.
Because when Chris sleeps on this side, there's literally no way for me to actually be able to get in here without either without either crawling into here.
So poor Daria has about 1.5 feet of headroom under her bed.
And then God forbid I want to turn around.
So this is Daria's position in bed.
Which is pretty much under here, so it's basically equivalent of a coffin.
Yeah.
Which is not where you want to be.
So it's a nice cabin for 1 or 1.5 people, but Daria's a little more than a half a people. So
hey,
I'm going to try organising this v-berth a bit. We're going to try removing these cabinets, removing the shelf, extending the berth back to here, just so we've got just enough to get in and shut the door. And by the time we've also put, because these are really thin, by the time we've put a nice big thick commercial?
Commercial? Is that a thing?
Residential household mattress, we've gone up a good bit. So by the time we've gone up about that high, we've won another 100 mil on each side width. So that's 200 mil extra. There's a few advantages. We get more headroom in our bunks.
We can sit up in the bed and not, you know.
We've got nice big backrests if we want to sit up and read or whatever. Loads of natural light. We've got loads of ventilation.
Which we don't have in the aft cabin.
They're a bit stale, yeah. It moves us forward in the boat, which is good because a lot of the systems are at the back. But at the moment Jasper was using this, and it was good for him. But we think with a mod or two it could be good for us.
Plus the other thing is the cabin's leaking pretty much everywhere, and it all really kind of, all the vinyl is really quite damaged in places. I mean in here as well. It wasn't that one, but the other couple of shelves are fairly...
It's ready for a refurb basically.
Everything really needs kind of revarnishing if you look at all these.
New vinyl, new design of shelf into the corner. Maybe a 200 mil thick mattress, but it'll also be up maybe 20-30 mil on the ventilation to circulate air under it. And this is all sort of planning for oh god, edit that out. Right. Plus Luna likes it.
Not that she's ever going to sleep in bed with us. It's not happening.
Here's some
She's
hearing.
like, just you wait.
Tap tap.
Hey Haji.
So we're literally about to start stripping this.
Top to bottom. I was about to say first door off, but...
How hard do you want to commit here? That's solid. Don't put that on, get it solid like a complete butcher.
Wood butcher. So the vinyl is finally getting removed. Yay! Now more positive. Yeah. Like huffing and puffing.
Move your feet. Daria says I need to be more positive. So, yay, I'm wrecking the boat.
Yeah. That's actually fairly clean up, is it? Leaky leak.
Yeah.
And that's all we needed to get in here.
Well, that's kind of unsurprising because when they fitted that, they've not sealed it. At least the core's dry.
Yeah, that's good.
That's the main
And
thing.
we can just, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's good. I mean,
Yeah,
but
that's good.
nonetheless.
What's that fitting there?
Sure.
Do you remember what that is?
Is that the cleat?
That's exactly what that is. Yeah, that's
It must be the cleat, because that's kind of run about where it should be.
That's the marine cleat.
Wait.
Underneath that.
I just peeled something else out too.
Okay,
I just peeled out the tiny bolt thingy.
that's fine. I'll take
Tiny
that.
bolt thingy. There's a bit of progress in the v-berth. It's really now beginning to come together or come apart.
Together.
Here's more of a come apart.
Come apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got all this out. Hello, Lulu. We're just getting the other side out. Got all the vinyl pretty much off, just got a sealing to do. And yeah, I think we've committed.
I think so. Found the leaks. We're pretty sure they're up here. This panel here's damp.
Yeah,
that's
the vinyl was very wet when we pulled it off
well,
of there.
it's very wet. But
In
it's
places.
moist
Yeah.
through here, so it's definitely probably coming in from up there.
So we're gonna get all this done, and then we're gonna go spray the boat. Give it a bit of a soak, and see what leaks. And hope for the best. Really hope for the best. Hello, we come to cough at the camera.
Hello. You give me this? You keep that. Instructions for my new lights. Thank you. Luna's just woken up, can you tell?
Right, so, well, v-berth's ripped out.
V-berth is ripped out. That was a dramatic change of pace.
But it's gonna look really good. There's so much more space in there. It's gonna look exactly like what I envisioned when I roped you into it and committed you to do it.
Daria always gets her way. When we were looking for Ragdoll, we or Ragdoll 2 as it were, I wanted a master cabin, ideally. We didn't get a master cabin boat, we got a charter version boat with 5 tiny cabins and a huge saloon. So we're trying to fix that.
But we got it, and we always knew that we would shuffle things about a little bit so that we could make it our own and make do really.
Yeah.
Make it do what we needed to do.
Now that we've stripped it out, I'm confident that what we're going to put back in will look good and be better, more functional than the previous one. So, and hi Mimi. Oh, and she comes. The foot end's wider, the head end's wider, and as we come up a wee bit as well with a thicker mattress, then you know the angle of the hull sides we're winning another 100 mil on each side. So.
Also going to have the Frolley travel system in there as well, which is going to raise it a little bit, therefore give us a tiny bit more space yet again. So
sort out the ventilation under the mattress.
I mean, what we've calculated is that once we've done everything, we're going to have around about 2 meters, I think 190 to 2 meters.
2 meters.
At the sort of
the head
head
end's going to be 2 meters wide. The foot end maybe about 90 to 100 meters wide. Is meters? Centimeters. Yeah.
It's going to be good. It's going to be more usable than our aft cabins.
I mean, the aft cabins are a good size on the bed. It's just that poor Daria has to tuck herself into no man's land to actually get into bed, and that's awkward. I mean, the amount of times I've stood on your hair or tried getting into bed, either stand on your hair or
on my head,
on your head, or
kick me in the forehead,
smear my butt up your face, or something like that. So this will be an improvement.
Never pleasant.
Well, not what you said last time.
Excuse me. We'll actually have air flowing through the cabin, was right now we're kind of limited, and it gets a bit stuffy in there with the both of us in there.
Yeah.
You're just so sweaty.
Wow. Forward cabin, big hatch above us, 2 nice port lights in the hull. Yeah, it's gonna be better ventilation wise.
I think by ripping it out, we figured out what we actually need to do, what's gonna make it work, what's gonna work, what isn't gonna work. And yeah, we've got a plan to
we've come
plan
up
of
with
action.
solutions for all the wee problems that we've found. The vinyl, so we'll be insulating with maybe like 10-12 mil of self-adhesive foam, closed cell foam, and then on top of that we'll go like a padded vinyl. And we also found quite a damp patch in the vinyl. So what we'll do now is we'll do a little hose test. We'll close up the cabin, we'll hose test it, and just one of us will be down, one of us will be up, and we'll try and pinpoint these leaks so we can seal them all up and make sure we're not gonna damage what new stuff we put back in.
Sorry,
hello, Mimi.
I stopped touching you, I'm sorry.
I'm needy.
She always does this, so you stop petting her, she's just like, ah! Oh god, dog.
Needy dog alert.
Have dogs, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Hello.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited to see it finished, to see how it turns out. I think it's going to look really, really good, and it's going to look far more modern than what was there already. So, she likes tea. Okay, excelente. Mimi, can you get your fab little booty off of me? Okay. I was gonna press stop record, but...
Yeah. Oh, what do you think, Mimi? Do you like sailing?
Ow!
Do you like land
On
sailing?
land?
Yeah.
With no masts? Why are we not in the water? Well, they're so nice.
Oh,
Right, gotta move. You do it. So as Chris is taking the dogs for a walk, I'm gonna start on dinner. v-berth has now been fully ripped out. We've taken all the cabinetry out, all the shelves, everything. Chris is now preparing the water, and we're going to basically spray the entire top of the cabin and see whether we have any leaks, because we did find a few wet patches. So we just need to figure out where the water is exactly coming from. We know for sure one of them is this. It seems that they've been put in without actually being sealed at all. But the ones on this side seem to be okay, so we'll see what happens. But we're concerned that some of these screws for the toe rail are leaking. So hopefully it's not major. It was much worse on this side in terms of wetness. But we are fingers crossed hoping, ignore my tape on my hand, that it has just been the fact that this is damaged and we can't actually close it. We need to replace it. We do have one ready to be put in here, so we'll just see what's what. Chris is outside absolutely ramming everything with water. And the good thing is, the only thing that has leaked was a little driplet on the window, and everything else is actually perfectly dry, which is excellent, and he has got over it quite a bit. So this is excellent. our only little leak path was a little bit cutting of a rubber in there, and the fact that it's a broken knob. So this is good. It means that the water has been dripping onto here, which is why all this was wet. And it was just really kind of spreading out. So Chris is now onto the other toe rail. So fingers crossed, there's no leaks on this side either.
We just leak tested this Lumar ocean hatch, and it's revealed a few things to us. So it's leaking with the seal. It's leaking around here. So
In multiple places.
So yeah, you can see it, and it's not just the rubber. So the problem is we've got to replace that. So that's maybe 100, 150, 200 quid of acrylic to get cut. Then we've got a big crack up here. So we'll get the camera. So we've got a big crack here. So I need to go and get that welded in aluminium, and we just don't know how successful that's going to be. These hinges are all old and deteriorated. They're not looking great. Handles aren't looking great. They're 70 quid a piece. They're similar. And we've got a leak around here. So it's not like I can just take the top off, get this fixed, put a new one of these on, new seal. New seal's probably about 100 quid. So because we're having to take that off to fix that seal, I don't have anything to stop water coming into the boat, so I kind of need to do this job in a winner. I need to have a new hatch here so I can take this hatch off and restore the watertight integrity of the boat in a winner. So it seems to me like
It's new hatch time.
it's new hatch time, because the amount we're going to spend trying to put this back into any semblance of order,
Yeah.
it's still not going to be a pretty hatch.
And by the looks of it, they've already tried to seal it before, because there's bits of silicone
Yeah.
and other fillers sort of around there. So
But if we get a new hatch, then we've got 2 spare handles and 2 spare hinges, and then we can maybe do something with the middle hatch.
yeah, because that's a bit leaky as well. So
The worst thing is these are trapezoidal hatches, so this is bigger than this, and they're like hen's teeth. They're impossible to find suppliers, and I think we're gonna have to go direct to Lumar to get this made, probably. Oh, we could try our best with this. I still don't think it would be a pretty hatch, and we're trying to do a good job in here. I think we'd spend about 500 quid on this one to try and get it anywhere.
between the fixing the aluminium and etc. etc. Yeah, it's
Aluminium, new seal, new acrylic. These are so deteriorated from the UV.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's new hatch
I
time.
think it's new hatch time. I haven't been delaying the inevitable in this one, and it seems to be the biggest leak path in here.
So that's the v-berth, now all sanded, grinded, and whatnot. Really clean. Good job.
You like?
You do it properly. Yes, it's more like it. So we are home today and we've had an exciting delivery!
Woohoo!
What's arrived?
It's a Lumar. Was it low profile 65 hatch, and we've been struggling to find them anywhere. And the Wetworks got us a really good price, so we thought we'd have a quick look to see what it looked like. Cardboard. Want cardboard? Want cardboard? Want cardboard? Here, have cardboard. Well, you can fight over that later. You two are ridiculous. Right, off you go. Go. Luna. Okay, then.
Just some issues when it comes to sharing things.
And Mimi knows better than to fight Luna for things. Okay. I'm going in. you want that bit? Here you go. Da, 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 da. Hallelujah!
I cannot wait to see this. It's going to be gorgeous.
Oh man. Finally. It looks about the right size, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
How good is that? Finally. And we've been putting this off for so long because of the cost of these things, but
We got a very, very good price with Wetworks.
Really good
so
price.
shout out to Wetworks
thank you,
for
Wetworks.
saving our butt.
Yeah, really sorted us out. Right, what else is in there?